I mean, so far so good. The miner is actually mining. Just wish I could say the same thing about the forester, who should be out forestering, but he's too busy being dead. The lazy swine. I think for safety's sake, for the next forester anyway, we should maybe plant some trees in the dedicated tree farms. Dynamic ones to be precise, they just look better. I think that's nearly one of every type of vanilla tree that we can grow then. No productive tree ones unfortunately. We do need to look into that mod a bit more at some point. But there is one more tree that I want to plant down here in hell today. Well, it's less planting and more building really. I want to build this great big f***ing tree right here. Slap bang in the middle of the keep. Man, it looks great. And there's a lot of wood components required for it as well, which is good, as that'll give the new level 3 sawmill something to do, rather than just standing about crying over some forester they didn't know. We're also in the process of upgrading the mine to level 3 as well, but we are gonna need some overworld ore to complete it. So let's head over to heaven and see if they have any spare ore sitting around. Well, they have some, just not the deep slate we need. Oh well, it's down the mines for us then. Although just before we do, let's get our heavenlians busy. They've finished all their level 2 upgrades, including the town hall. So time for level 3 methinks, just depending on how much of a pain in the arse this upgrade is going to be really. Doesn't really matter to be honest, we are gonna need to do it anyway to progress. Plus we need Promise to be upgraded at minimum, so she can then upgrade the Matcha builders' houses. Then they can upgrade their own huts to level 3 afterwards. And already a lot of items on the open request list, none of which we can teach to the sawmill because its recipe list is full. I love having to work. I just removed an old architect cutter recipe there. We will reteach it later once they request them in and we have some more space, but for now let's teach this thing how to make these type of blocks. Stripped mangrove wood and paper extra. Yeah, that won't be an issue. And the rest of the items there were pretty standard, so that's everything Promise is requesting in for the moment. So we'll just let her continue upgrading things and requesting any items in that she needs. For us though, it's mine time. Well, that was largely uneventful. We did get some ores, no idea if they're what we need or not, and we should probably sleep before anything bad comes out. So it looks like Promise has made some decent progress on the level 3 upgrade. We're over 50% done actually, but she's requesting in just a couple more items. They look easy enough to make. So they're delivering those over to her as we speak, and unless she requests in anything else, I think that's all we need to do for now. Let's go back to hell. And I believe it's Maxton who's requesting in those ore types, so you just take those all in. Exactly what he needed. Well actually he's requesting in a lot more than just those ores there, and I still miss some. More waxed blocks of copper coming up. I'm surprised nobody's picked up that big great f***ing tree decoration yet. I wonder what they're all doing actually. Melanie is working on the level 2 tavern upgrade, which is essentially a level 3 upgrade to it. And she's requesting in a lot of blocks here too, right. Oh yeah, the warehouse. We're in the process of upgrading the warehouse to level 3 as well. Just because it's a fairly simple upgrade and we really needed the space. Although just like the other builders, she's going to require a few more blocks to be made for her as well here. By me sadly. Although this is good to see, the miner is requesting in some stripped birch wood items, which will be used to make platforms down in his mine. Okay, good. Let's go teach those to the sawmill. Actually get this idiot working for once. Speaking of working actually, how is the new forester getting on? I don't see any of those saplings we placed down. Nope, he's pretty much removed them all. Okay, excellent. A good waste of my time. Right, straight back to making these idiots some more items. Well, I think that's more or less everything then. Maxton is away out constructing, so that's a good sign. The warehouse is full, that's not a good sign. I'm now on fire, that's even worse of a sign. I've just accidentally set the courier on fire. That's fine. Maxton is pretty much fully supplied for the level 3 upgrade to the mine and is about 40% done. Dean, I do know that you were requesting in some items, which the courier may have just delivered there to you, but how are you actually getting on then with the mine here? Not quite sure if that looks right or not, but it's your mine. I'm sure you know what you're doing. I should maybe come out here and clean up some of my copper block mess just for whoever does pick up the great big tree decoration. I really don't want any of these blocks to get lost in the warehouse. And there's Promise finished the level 3 builder's hut back in heaven, just in time for me to clear out this entire area, which should make it a bit easier for the builder who picks up that decoration. Alright then, Promise, let's get you in and upgrading this house here. Which is a sizable upgrade actually. Okay, holy crap. Second thoughts actually. I need more recipe slots. That's way too many blocks for me to make. Let's upgrade the sawmill, which also seems to be a sizable upgrade, but one again that we're just gonna need to do. Yeah, this is the only issue with clearing out that area. It gives these idiots some space to spawn in. At least Blue's on the job. Here's that little monster's murder count for the day. 4,000 exactly. Well, 4,003 now. Make that 4,018. Okay, Blue, you need to stop. It looks as if the warehouse is just about to flag off as complete. Yes, there's certainly been quite a cosmetic upgrade to it, which should include the addition of 2 additional new courier huts. Okay, so that'll be 6 in total. But what I'm mostly interested in is now that it's level 3, we get a sort option. Oh, finally we can condense stacks, which means we automatically create a lot more room. And fantastic, there's Maxton finished the level 3 upgrade to the mine, which means we should finally be able to come in and start the stone cake research to unlock the Stonemason, which will only take about 30 minutes to unlock, which in Mine Colony's time is essentially just a blink of an eye, because it takes so damn long doing everything else. Anyway, Natalie has picked up the great big tree decoration, and I know there's a lot of this warped hi-fi nonsense on the list, which recipe we will teach to the sawmill. Oh, it's already on the list actually, that's nice and handy then. Now in essence, you, the forester, should be collecting those logs for him in order to make the hi-fi, but I don't think those fungi have grown up properly yet. Nope, let's maybe assist with that. The forester should do something with these. What he does and when he does it with them, that's up to him, but they should grow in their own time, I believe, and maybe not damage themselves like that crimson one there. Yeah, I just don't trust that forester. Seeing as Maxton doesn't have anything to do at the moment, let's maybe get him upgrading these couriers to level 3. Oh, and establishing the new ones actually, that might be a bit more important. Anything to bolster the delivery system can only help. While Natalie is straight out already putting down the foundations for the great big tree decoration. Although I do see on the resource scroll that we're going to require in a lot of cyan stained glass, and green for that matter, plus an absolute shit ton of moss blocks and green wool. I think that's about everything for the great big tree then. So we'll hook that up to Natalie's storage and just slowly let that trickle through. Oh, and that's good timing actually. There's Melanie finished with the level 2 tavern. We've actually made not too bad progress then with the tree decoration. The base of it is coming in pretty nicely, and that is Maxton finishing off yet another courier upgrade. You can tell how big of a decoration this is going to be just with how wide the foundations of it are, or the trunk of the tree I suppose. Both Maxton and Melanie are working on the courier hut upgrades at the moment. There does seem to be a magma block that goes into these builds, but I have looked around and I really can't see whereabouts the magma block is going to go. That's Maxton just building there at the moment, and well, there's a lantern for me. Where did you put down the magma block though? I'm assuming that's going to be used as a light source, seeing as you did remove the lantern. Who knows, and who really cares? The stone cake research is incredibly close to being finished. The stonemason hut itself is just yet another giant cube, but with only one entrance and exit to it, so that does make it a little bit easier for us to place it down, which we'll do so preemptively just in a spot here, although we'll not be able to actually construct it until that research does flag off. Oh, and that's convenient. There's the research complete. We'll get Melanie then building this for us. We are 40% supplied, 30% done with the great big tree decoration. It's slowly getting there. Very, very slowly getting there. I get the feeling that we might be waiting on a lot of this warped hi-fi items from the sawmill to be made, plus the additional items here from the backpack going into the storage, which is already full. And it would really help if the carpenter would actually, make these items for her. I mean, I know he will once Natalie requests those items in, but I don't have all day, so I'll just make them up the items. There we are then, 100% supplied. And Melanie is pretty much supplied for the stonemason as well. Grand, that's hell set up for the moment then. Let's head back over to heaven and see how they're getting on. Although very quickly before we do, let's just have a little scout about the new level 2 tavern build. So far it looks to be pretty much just the same. All we've done is replace the floors and some of the roof tiles with these beige and brown bricks. We are requesting in a few different blocks then for the sawmill upgrade. Really irritatingly, I could have taught all of those recipes to the sawmill itself so that it could be self-sufficient. I mean, we still could. I'll just remove the older recipes and we'll teach them the newer ones again. That's great. That was some deliveries coming in already there. There's a lot of cherry wood required for this upgrade. Easy enough to come by anyway. That may have been a bit too much wood. Also what your mum said. We are 50% supplied for the upgrade, only 6% done so far, but I am hoping that once the sawmill has been upgraded, that will take its list of recipes from 25 at least up to 40 or 50, which should be plenty then to start upgrading the builder's huts to level 3 without me having to do much work. Oh, how did I not notice that before? The Builder's Hut has an entire second floor on it. Oh, holy crap, I'm observant. Yeah, ladders right down the very bottom of it, taking you up to essentially more storage. Well, it's been a short visit, but a semi-productive one. We've managed to sort Promise out with everything she's needing for the upgrade. So, I think we'll head back to hell and check in on that big tree decoration, which is now 40% complete. Really taking shape. The miner is looking for 12 crafting tables. That's a bit of an unusual request, especially for the miner. Regardless, we can teach it to the sawmill. Why do you need so many crafting tables? I'm assuming that's for some platforms below. At least you fixed up your little ladder situation. I'm still not fully convinced that the miner is going to work down here in hell. He's making all the right movements and requesting in all the right things for it, but something still tells me this is going to break horribly. Time will tell, I suppose. How are we getting on with the stonemason build then? Oh, that is very progressive. We are over 50% done with it. But then again, it's a relatively simple build to get up at level 1, and it's going to be an incredibly handy build here, especially for all of the stonework the keep needs. Oh good, and you're actually doing some work for once. At some point soon actually, we should look into unlocking the stone smeltery build, which is only going to require the stonemason being level 1. That's going to be a good unlock as well. We'll get the two of those builds working in synergy, get all of this stone brick nonsense then done and out of the way so that I and the builders don't need to do it anymore. We are now 45% done with the big great tree decoration, although I get the feeling that progress is maybe going to slow down a little bit just as she tries to build a bit higher up. That's alright, I think I may have a solution to that. We'll just set some scaffolding down here and just let it build all the way up. Then if she does need to get a little bit higher, she can simply scale it and get the blocks placed down in it. Oh, exactly as intended. Yeah, this is the issue I thought she might encounter. We are trying to build up there, but we can't reach it, not even from this height. Although it just could be the simple case that she can't actually reach over to it, so we'll get the scaffolding going a little bit over there so that she can get onto it. And not do what I just did. A nice vantage point from up here actually. And hello Natalie, and goodbye. I see that Maxton doesn't have a work order at the moment, so let's change that. Let's make a start on upgrading the restaurant to level 3 here then. We're going to need to get it and the cookery up in levels before we begin actually upgrading the housing around here, because I know that food is soon going to become an issue with this lot. There's only so long that they're going to last on these basic meals. A big headache which we'll tackle another day. And instantly with all the requests for stuff, right, okay. Oh yeah, with the level 3 restaurant, we also unlock the alchemist. Well, we don't unlock the build, but we can integrate it within the restaurant. Again, for another day. Although, nothing's stopping us from teaching those recipes to the sawmill today. A clean slate achievement, that's a stonemason. Alright, sweet. Let's get an idiot in working here, of which we have no one free in the colony. Right, we'll need to work on that, but for now let's also teach this build some handy recipes here too. Oh, that's going to be a good one. This is for the waxed block of copper and red nether brick recipes. So let's unlock the stone smeltery then, and also expand our population out so we can hire some more idiots. The great big tree decoration is now 50% complete. I am tempted to grab some blocks off her and maybe just go assist her with building it. Yeah, you know what, actually, let's just go do that. Because there is still a hell of a lot more of this build to go. Oh, holy crap, man. Unfortunately, I'm having to shift just to get into some of these more difficult blocks here, and every time I'm doing so, yep, I'm making more of a mess. I'm sure the builder won't mind fixing up my mess. Oh damn, we can teach the stonemason how to make up blocks of stone and cobblestone just using the stone essence we make. In fact, actually, we can teach them how to make granite as well, even black stone and gravel too. Alright then. And maybe potentially stone if we give them coal essence? Surely not. Yes, we can. Which in essence means that we wouldn't need a stone smeltery if it can make its own stone. That might be a bit too OP. But all we'd need to do is supply the colony with all of the essence that they're going to need for these things, of which we certainly grow enough of. Of all the places for you to spawn. Funny story actually. I kind of accidentally punched Natalie when she got in the way, and Blue kind of finished things off. So much appreciated, Blue. Thank you for protecting me, but it was genuinely just a mistake. And at least we have a new builder in who doesn't seem to have a face, and they are continuing the big tree decoration, of which is now 60% done, yet still so much more to go. But if we've now gotten to the point where Blue is mauling the builders to death, I think that's pretty much a good place to call it for there. Some stellar progress made all around today. A new level 3 builder in heaven, a semi-functional mine in hell, as well as forester, and a new stonemason, plus this great big tree.